Before we get started, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of lands which we record this podcast, the Wurundjeri People of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respect to elders past and present. Hi butterflies, I'm Chloé Hayden and welcome back to Boldly Me, the podcast where I talk to incredible people doing incredible things. Today I am so excited to be speaking to Rosie Jones. Rosie is a comedian, a writer, a presenter and an actor. She has ataxic cerebral palsy and incorporates her disability into her stand-up comedy. You may have seen Rosie on British panel shows like QI, Would I Lie to You, or The Last Leg. She's the author of a series of children's books and wrote an episode of Sex Education. Rosie hosts the travel show Trip Hazard and this year has been nominated for a BAFTA TV award for Best Entertainment Performance. I am so excited to be speaking to Rosie today already. What a resume. What a resume. Rosie joins me in studio now. Hello, Rosie.
Oh my God. Thank you for having me.
Of course. You know, as soon as you walked in, first thing I noticed, the dino dungarees. Impeccable, chef's kiss, but also I'm wearing dinosaur earrings at the moment. So we're matching. We planned this.
No.
It's meant to be. We're matching the energy. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Incredible. Before we properly get started, I would love to know what you are currently hyperfixating on at the moment.
It's obvious about my sleep. Because I landed in Melbourne on Monday, 2 days ago. And I am jet lagged.
Still jet lagged.
To shit.
Yeah.
But I'm doing a show every day. So I feel like all day, every day, I'm going, well, I've had 4 hours sleep.
Woof.
I can't nap now because I won't sleep tonight. But then will I be able to do my show? And then every night I go, great, tell you what, I will do my show and I'll have an early night. But do I do that?
Never happens.
No, because the Melbourne Comedy Festival is my Disneyland. It's full of amazing people. So last night I was fully, intentionally going back to my hotel. And then I ran into 5 friends. And then I was like, get and going out now. But
sleep can wait. We can sleep when we're dead.
No. But then I think I hyperfixate on sleep. Even when I'm not jet lagged, because I work so hard, I just try to sleep as often as I can, but they tend to be 4 hours at a time.
Yeah, wow. Are you the sort of person that when they're jet lagged, they're like kid on red cordial level, or are you just like drained?
I think I'm drained.
Yeah, right. How do you manage to do your shows? Like you're doing comedy shows, you're doing stand-up comedy, and how do you do that?
Adrenaline, baby.
Adrenaline, baby.
I
dopamine of performing.
Yeah. I do not know how I do it, but as soon as I get on stage, I think it's a lovely combination between adrenaline and the incessant need to be loved that makes me go, hello, Amelia, please like me.
you hear stories of someone getting like their arm chomped off by a shark and they don't even realise that they're in pain until like they're out of it.
Oh, God, yeah.
Comedy Festival is your shark.
Yeah. I currently have no limbs. But I'm still doing
You are thriving.
Yeah.
Rosie, you have such a brilliant sense of humour. I have completely, full disclosure, stalked the shit out of you recently.
Good.
And good. I hope you want to be like, girl, get out of here. I'm obsessed with you. You have the funniest sense of humour. You are incredible. Have you always been so bold in your humour and so cheeky and just so outwardly yourself?
Yeah. And I think I have for two reasons. One, genetically, I got a very funny mum, and my dad thinks he's funny.
He's funny.
Yeah, but we humour him.
Your dad's going to listen to this and be like, what?
Yeah. Usually, Daddy, you're not funny. And I got a little brother who is, in my opinion, the funniest boy in the world. So genes help. But also, growing up, being disabled, I've had cerebral palsy since birth. And I even remember being 4 or 5 and feeling like people treating me differently, and I could feel the awkwardness. And I learned that if I made someone laugh, whether that was another child in my class or my teacher or my parents' friend, they will feel less awkward around me. So, in hindsight, I always use humour as a defence mechanism in order to go, hello, I'm Rosie, I'm disabled, but don't worry, 'cause I can make a joke out of it.
Yeah, right.
So almost I use humour as my weapon to let people know that I am more than my disability.
Do you find that because you use your disability a lot in your comedy and in your jokes, and you do use it as a point of humour, do you find that, because I do the same thing, the amount of times that I'll take the piss out of myself for being autistic and I'll make autistic jokes, and people will look at me, particularly the typicals, will look at me like, oh, you can't say that. And like, I'll make jokes sometimes and people will start crying. Like, they'll think that my joke is like really sad. And I'm like, oh, what's the reaction from able-bodied people to you making jokes about your disability?
I mean, I think it's changed a lot recently. I think when I was starting out and I'd wobble onto stage, most of the audience would shit themselves and be like, "Oh, is she okay?
Is she allowed to say that? Yeah.
Does she know where she is? Can we laugh at that?" And then I'd use a lot of quick one-liner jokes in order for them to realise that, yes, I know where I am. They don't need to feel sorry for me. But recently, especially in the UK, people kind of know me, they know the jokes I do, so they expect it, and there's a less of that awkwardness. But I still am super aware that I need to remember where the boundaries are, and I don't know if you feel it too, but when I hang around with other disabled people, the humour gets a lot darker.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
there's a mutual understanding. So it's knowing when I am in a space where I can be truly the darkest sense of me that I'm allowed to be.
And also, it's around people that have the same journeys as you, similar stories to you, similar life experiences to you. So you know that they're going to get what you're saying, and it's going to be like, okay, vibes, like same energy.
Yeah. I think humour is a lot like conversation, and it all comes down to context. It's who you are, it's who you're talking to, it's a relationship you have together. And if you got that love and that mutual understanding, nothing's off limits, because you know that love is there.
The other thing as well is humour isn't just that. I think humour, particularly in disabled spaces, can actually spread the message of disability rights and disability activism so much further than like you kind of like sit down, stare at the camera documentaries where it's like, this is what my life is and you have to be nice to me. Being funny about it gets through to people, particularly the people that oftentimes aren't going to listen to those sit down, be quiet, serious documentaries.
100%. And I always make it clear that I am first and foremost a comedian.
Yes.
I am paid to tell jokes and to be funny. But being disabled, being gay, even being a cis woman means that there's a lot of topics and conversations I can have.
Yeah.
And I'm very aware that I now have a bit of a platform that I can make a little difference, and I feel like I want to say, hello, I'm Rosie, I'm funny, but also here's my experience of what it's like being disabled. Here's the ableism I face on a daily basis. And I think if I can both make people laugh and make a difference and hopefully make it easier for other disabled people out there, I want to do that.
It's fairly recent that disabled people have been more presented in media, and I think especially so in both the comedy and the presenting realm. What led you into doing this, not having that representation to look up to originally?
Well, ironically, I think I stumbled. I'm good at stumbling. I stumbled into comedy because growing up in the UK in the 90s, I never saw people with disabilities on TV, on the radio, in books, in magazines. There was nobody that I looked at and thought, wow, they're like me.
Yep.
Oh, wow, if they're doing it, I can do it. So, being a comedian wasn't my dream because it didn't seem possible.
Right.
Because I was surrounded by white, straight, able-bodied, fast-talking men who said, hello, I'm a comedian. there was nobody like me on panel shows or anything like that. But I knew I liked TV. So when I graduated, I thought, great, I can work in TV and hopefully encourage more disabled people to work behind the camera. And I did that, and I wrote comedy panel shows and little bits like that. And slowly, a lot of my friends and colleagues kept saying, oh, you should try stand-up. And even then, even in my 20s, I was like, no, because I talk like this. No comedian talks so slowly. People will bloody get to the punchline before I do. And that's not a good comedian. But I've always been a writer. I've always written stories and later on jokes for other people. And suddenly I came to the realization that if I structure a joke in a certain way, I can surprise the audience. I can use my biggest, in quotes, weakness, i.e. the speed of my voice, to my advantage. I can make people guess what I'm about to say and then surprise them because there's nothing like I'm gonna say. And even when you're non-disabled, misdirection is such a great tool in comedy. So it was realising that, I might not be one of those really fast-talking comedians, but what I do bring is a pace and a certain style. And now I find that a lot of my audience really listen to my jokes and my comedy a lot more than they would a non-disabled comedian. So it was never my dream, but just realising that although I never saw it growing up, I could be it. And I really, really hope that disabled people growing up now can watch me and watch other brilliant disabled comics and presenters and actors and think, wow, if they can do it, I can.
Which is the whole point. You're creating chances for people. You're changing people's futures, people's stories, because you were able to change your own. And something that I've always said is, if we can't find a future in our current society, change the future.
Yeah.
And you are doing that in leaps and bounds, which is incredible.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's amazing, and I write children's books as well. And that is one of my favourite things to do, because I do a lot of talks to children, and it's when I see kids with disabilities come up to me and go, I love your books, because Edie, the main character, is just like me, and it's just so amazing for me to think that the generation coming up will hopefully feel less alone than I did.
And that they have that representation as well. What was it like for you when you first saw your books on the shelves?
Oh my God, I was like a psychopath. I was. So, there's a big bookshop chain in the UK called Waterstones, and there's pretty much one in every town. And even now, if I pass a Waterstones, I will go in with my Sharpie and
I do the same thing. I do it at airports as well, because I'll find my book at airports sometimes, and I'll stand there like I'm stealing it or something. I'll copy my book and turn away and sign it and be like, oh, I don't, I'm still I'm going to get in trouble if I do this. But it's such an amazing, overwhelming thing to be like, that's something I wrote. And it's there. And it's even cooler when sometimes I go into bookshops and just stand there near my book and just wait and just watch. And when you see real life, actual human beings picking up your book and you're like, oh my God, what is this?
I don't know why I am so proud of stand-up and comedy, but I never show off about my comedy. But maybe it's because it's a fiction book, so it feels like the characters are standalone away from me. I will show off about my book to everybody, and I will literally go up to 10-year-old children and go, oh, you should read my book. I am the biggest cheerleader for my own book.
As you should be. Speaking of your writing, you also co-wrote an episode of Sex Education, which is chef's kiss, one of the best, not only one of my favourite shows, but also one of my favourite showcasings of a disabled character in the media. It was one of the first times that I actually saw a disabled person where their disability was the least important thing about them.
Yeah.
And also a disabled person who was low-key a piece of shit.
Yeah.
What was it like writing on a show like that and being able to create representation when you didn't have that?
Yeah. it was amazing. So I came on board for series 2.
Mm-hmm.
And we wrote that before series 1 came out.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
so actually, we were in the writers' room not knowing how big it would really be.
Wow.
And I love series 1. I really enjoyed it. But on my first day, I was like, guys, we need more disabled characters, and we were able to create one, and I'm so proud of him because, as you said, he is a piece of shit. And that is a representation I want, because even now, when there's a character with a disability, they're normally depicted as one-dimensional,
Yes.
angelic, asexual, usually a victim, and those are traits that I don't see in myself, and I haven't seen in any of the brilliant disabled people that I know. So it was important to me to create a disabled character with flaws, but B, to create a disabled character who was sexual.
Yes.
Because we're getting quite deep now, but I'm single, and I've been single pretty much forever.
Is this your dating application? This is your sip.
I'm very...
Hey guys, just so you know, Rosie's single.
Very single, looking for fun. I'm in Melbourne. And I'm fine, but when I really analyse why I find it difficult to accept love and to be in a relationship, it's because I have never seen it portrayed in the media. I might be wrong, but I cannot think of a single representation of a person with a disability being in a happy, loving, sexual, fulfilling relationship. They're always single, they're always not having sex. So when I come across love and things like that, I find it hard to process because I've never seen it back to me.
I'd love to talk about sexuality and disability because as standalone topics, people that are LGBTQIA plus are already marginalised, people that are disabled are marginalised. And again, representation as just one of those two things is, and good representation of one of those two things is so few and far to come by. Yeah. As a queer disabled woman, so you have 3 marginalizations, one.
Yeah.
Like that's a villain origin story if ever I heard of one.
Yeah.
First of all, was there a moment that led to you being able to become your authentic, bold self, being a queer disabled woman?
Well, it definitely didn't happen overnight.
Of course.
Looking back now, I always knew I was gay. I remember looking at a very pretty lady and going, I want to kiss you like boys kiss girls, and I don't know why. And I was 4 years old at the time, but I managed to put thoughts and feelings like that to the back of my head for bloody 20 years, and I use it as a joke in my stand-up now, but for all of that time I thought, no, I'm not gay, I'm disabled.
Pick a struggle,
yeah,
Pam.
That's my thing. And we're back to representation. It is because I never saw a proud, gay, disabled person. And I remember even being in my 20s and going into gay bars with my friends, and the bouncer being like, you can't come in 'cause you're not gay. And
really?
Yeah, part of that, well, it was multi-layered. They assumed I wasn't gay 'cause I was disabled, and sometimes they wouldn't let me in 'cause they thought I was drunk.
Wow.
You won't believe me today 'cause I'm in my dungarees and I'm looking very gay.
It's looking classic queer.
So, I used to be very femme. I used to wear a lot of dresses. I've always had long hair. So I don't think I look like your stereotypical car cut out of what a lesbian should look like. So it was a big journey for me, 100%, and again, it sounds sad, but even when I knew in my heart of hearts that I was gay, I thought, well, I won't come out because I'll never act on it because I'm disabled. So no woman would ever want to be with me. And I didn't want to go through the effort of telling everybody if it was gonna be just this hypothetical situation. But it was in my late 20s and starting comedy that actually gave me the confidence to go, no, this is who I am, and I think I've struggled with who I am because of that lack of representation and that lack of authentic voices. So if I can go on stage and go, hello, I'm Rosie, I'm disabled, I got long hair, sometimes I bloody love a dress, a little makeup, and I'm so proudly gay, and somebody can watch that and go, oh, yeah.
If she can, I
can.
can.
She can, I can. That's worth coming out. And in terms of me accepting love, I'm getting there slowly, but by God, it's a process.
Of course. What advice do you have for young people who are disabled, who are on a similar journey, particularly young queer disabled people who are trying to figure themselves out?
I mean, I feel like there isn't one piece of advice because people need to come out in their own way, in their own time, and they need to feel safe when they do so. But for me, definitely coming out and being proud of who I am was huge in terms of my own self-confidence. So just know that sometimes it will be shit, and I feel like I was also hesitant because I didn't want to add a load of homophobia onto my daily ableism. So it might be shit, but in the long run, it is so worth it. And I'm now in a space where I love myself, and I could not be more proud to be my gay, disabled, loud, authentic self.
Slay. Amazing. Before we wrap up, there's 3 questions that I want to ask you. It's called the Boldly Me 3, and it's 3 just quick little questions that I ask every guest. Okay, so the first one is, what is one song that never fails to make you feel happy?
It is Wake Me Up Before You Go.
Oh, what a vibe.
Because it's such an upbeat tune, and I love 80s music. But more than that, George Michael was my mum's favourite person in the world. That's including me, my brother, and my dad. And actually, for the first 16 years of my life, I truly thought George Michael was my real dad. Because every time he was on telly, my mum would say, that's your real dad.
Oh my God.
I never believed it.
Oh my God,
So
that's so funny.
I hear that song and it reminds me of her.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Number 2 is, what is one piece of advice that you would give your 13-year-old self?
It's a cop-out, but it wouldn't really be advice. I'd just say, just keep on doing what you're doing. Because as we talked about today, none of it was easy. Being a teenager is shit.
Yeah.
Especially when you're disabled and gay. But actually, all that difficulty, all that confusion made me who I am today. So I wouldn't tell her anything, 'cause I think she'd be doing a bloody great job.
I think she's doing a bloody great job too. Number 3 is, if you could be any Disney character, who would you be?
Easy. Hercules.
Oh, love it. Perfect answer.
For many reasons. Strong man. He got a great body. I think I could patch it off. But mainly because Meg is my dream lady.
Isn't she stunning?
Oh my God.
A sexual awakening, truly.
The
voice, the confidence. Oh, dream woman, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Amazing, Rosie. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and see me today. It has been an absolute dream having you.
Oh, I cannot tell you how much I've enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. What a wicked, cool human. I love her. Guys, make sure to go and check out her social media. Go check out her children's books. Go check out her comedy festivals. Go check out her TV shows. Go check out her documentary when it airs. I am so excited to see her do that. I'm so excited for everything she does. What a wicked human being. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Boldly Me. If you liked what you heard, let a friend know, rate it, whatever you feel like, whatever makes you feel happy. Most importantly, however, make sure that you are being kind to yourself, being kind to others, staying hydrated, and doing whatever makes you feel happy. See you later.